Matt Hall and Grant Flanders from K-StateOnline inside Bramlage Coliseum, where K-State gets the win, 71-59 over Georgia State. A tough loss injury-wise for Dean Wade and Cam Stokes. Here's Bruce Weber explaining both the injuries in detail.
You know, with Dean first, I don't have a definite. I know he didn't break anything. We'll do an MRI tomorrow and see how severe it is. Hopefully in the morning have a little better idea. You know, and again, I don't want to say anything and then come back and not be able to, and then not be able to back it up. So with Cam, it was he actually said he stepped on a player's foot on their bench on the sideline, and it was the same foot that he broke last year. I think he tweaked his ankle, but there is a little pain in the foot, and obviously, when you go through that, you have, you know, he's a little bit, you know, frustrated, disappointed, scared, you know. So we'll. I don't think he's going to get an MRI unless he has severe pain tomorrow.
So, Matt, that's what Bruce had to say. Explained it pretty well.
Yep.
Talk about your thoughts of those injuries and how it affected this game.
Yeah, you're right. He laid it out really well. We won't really know, long term until probably tomorrow. But as far as how it impacted this game, it was interesting. You know, K-State was in some trouble. They were up 9 when Dean Wade went out, and I think Georgia State immediately went on a 12-0 run to take a 3-point lead. Cam Stokes played pretty well tonight, as Bruce Weber talked about in postgame. He was 4-6 from 3. Really kind of kept K-State going offensively while they were struggling. Then he goes out. So I thought it was going to have a really negative impact on the game, of course, because those two guys were as good of offensive weapons as they had tonight until injuries. But K-State played really, really well with those two out, much like they did last year in the NCAA tournament. You know, with no Dean Wade and missing Cam Stokes some in the regular season, they have enough depth and enough good players to make up for it for tonight at least. But we'll see long term what kind of difference it makes.
Yeah, as you just said, Barry Brown touched on that a little bit in post game about how they're used to winning without Dean there.
Last year we kind of dealt with injuries. And we were just hoping and praying that it wasn't anything too serious or where they can come back next game or whatever. And so, I mean, it's not difficult because, I mean, it's kind of the same team as last year and we've been through it.
All right, let's get to the game now, Matt, because this was a really good shooting game for K-State, where they struggled the past few games.
Absolutely. I think that's what people wanted to see, and there was a lot of fear coming into this that Georgia State, kind of a notorious zone team, would give K-State a lot of problems. The Wildcats did take 26 three-pointers, but made 12 of them. We talked about Cam Stokes hitting 4. Barry Brown extremely efficient. I think 8 of 10 from the field overall for 21 points. I think he was 4 or 5 from 3. Xavier Sneed hit a couple of threes. So, yeah, K-State on a night where they were going to be forced to shoot threes because of the style Georgia State plays was fortunate to make enough to give them a chance to win this game. And, of course, they won it pretty comfortably down the stretch.
All right, now they have to move on, and now they're technically 1-0. You'll hear that from Xavier Sneed in his quote in postgame.
Feels great. You know, we have almost had a win in about almost a month now, so just to be 1-0 today feels good. And we got to keep coming out doing the same thing we've been doing and keep getting better every day.
So now, Matt, K-State moves to 7-2 on the year. Talk about how big this win is going forward.
I think it was a pretty big win. You know, Georgia State's a team that was picked to win the Sun Belt. They've already blown out Georgia and beat Alabama this year. It was going to be a tough game for K-State to win, and especially Flanders off back-to-back really tough losses to Tulsa and Marquette. There's no such thing as a must-win at this point in the season, particularly non-conference basketball. K-State really needed to get this win tonight, and not only did they get that win, but they did they played pretty well offensively doing it, which was a nice key. And then shutting down Simmons on defense was a big deal. Barry Brown gave credit to Mike McGurl in the first half, who did a great job. Then Barry Brown did a fantastic job in the second half. So all things said, you might look at it on the paper or on our website, hopefully, and say a win over Georgia State, big deal. But it was a good win for K-State and something hopefully they can build off going forward.
Now K-State gets back in action this week. They don't have to wait a whole week to get back in action. So that'll be good for them. For Matt Hall, I'm Grant Flanders. Thanks for watching K-State Online.
Tell your friends.